Well, we actually started doing work probably over a decade ago with Sea Grant support. And at that time, we were addressing some of the issues that were coming out in Lake Michigan, especially those related to invasive species and the issue of nuisance algae. So we started looking at the nuisance algae problem, and that was with Sea Grant support. And over time, we started to understand that invasive species, especially zebra mussels and now quagga mussels, were playing a large role in that. So that was an important finding. But then it really led to more questions about what really are these invasive mussels doing to the ecosystem. And so we wanted to follow up with that. And we're fortunate enough to get Sea Grant support to continue doing that. And that's really what's been nice over the last 10 years is that each question we've been able to answer, but it's led to further questions, and it's led to efforts to try to put these individual problems into a larger ecosystem context. And that's what we've really been able to do with continuous Sea Grant support, because then we moved on to look more at quagga mussels and what they were doing to the lake. And that led to questions about the food web in Lake Michigan and how that was being impacted. And that was supported by a collaborative funding from Wisconsin Sea Grant and Illinois, Indiana Sea Grant. And that was a very productive project as well. And now we're trying to expand that up to really a whole ecosystem scale perspective where we're answering big questions like how should we be managing phosphorus loading to Lake Michigan? We've got a lake that's different than it was 20 years ago or 50 years ago when the phosphorus rules were made for Lake Michigan. Now we're looking to make new rules, but managers are looking for guidance on that. That's a big ecosystem question because we don't know how changes in phosphorus load will affect the offshore versus the near shore. And so Sea Grant has continued to support us as we move from these individual questions to the whole ecosystem scale. And that's often hard to do. Often you can get support for an individual project, but it's very difficult to follow that on to move to the next question and to move to the whole ecosystem. And we've been very fortunate in that we've been able to do that with Sea Grant support over the last decade or so. And a lot of these issues are real issues, and that's what I like about Sea Grant as well, is they allow us to address fundamental questions, but they're also questions that are very relevant to stakeholders on Lake Michigan. Whether you're a sport fisher or a commercial fisher or a beach goer, or you use the water from Lake Michigan, all of these questions are relevant to those stakeholders. And it's been great with Sea Grant. They've really facilitated getting the results of our work out to the public and really helping to have our research make an impact on stakeholders, more than we probably could have done just by ourselves.